the FDA has issued a new warning about the popular spice tea, and today I want to share with you what you need to know and why. I'm a family physician. Let's talk about this new warning from the FDA on turmeric. Now, if you've been here at any point in the last year, then you know I've talked about turmeric many times, and I think that there's a lot of great research on turmeric. I take it myself, so don't think that I am anti-turmeric, but you do need to know that the FDA has put out this warning. Okay, whether you have had your gallbladder removed, or you still have your gallbladder, but you have stones in your gallbladder, you have sludge in your gallbladder, you have inflammation of your gallbladder, turmeric may not be good for you. Now what turmeric does is it causes the gallbladder to contract, which is good if you have a normal gallbladder and you have no stones in there. Now, most of the research that's been done on turmeric has been done on adults, right? We don't have a lot of research that's been done on children, and we certainly don't have a lot of research that's been done on pregnant women. But the concern with pregnant women is that if they take large amounts of turmeric, it may cause contractions of the uterus. And this can lead to premature labor and delivery of the baby. It can also cause increased bleeding in the pregnancy. And so, of course, bleeding in the pregnancy is something we want to avoid at all costs. And so, if you're pregnant, then I would recommend avoiding turmeric supplements unless your doctor tells you otherwise. Now, again, if you're just eating a little bit of turmeric with your food, with your curry, or whatever, then that probably isn't going to cause any harm. But if you're taking turmeric supplements, you definitely want to avoid those. If you're pregnant, but if you have any kind of gallbladder problem, especially a stone or sludge, this can cause a lot of cramping and a lot of pain, and its effect on you and your health. Definitely ask your doctor. There's a lot of foods that naturally have turmeric in them. Of course, the main one that you're thinking of is curry. Curry is a mixture of different spices, and turmeric is one of those. But the main thing you need to worry about is turmeric supplements, and turmeric capsules, and turmeric tea, and turmeric lye. Those are the things that you need to watch out for. You don't really have to worry about the foods that have turmeric in them. Those are going to be very small amounts, and they're really not going to have any kind of effect biologically active in your body. Make sure you follow us to keep up with all of our health news. We try to bring you evidence-based, unbiased health news that you can use to make good decisions for your health. So you definitely want to avoid turmeric if you have gallbladder issues. And I want to tell you exactly who needs to avoid turmeric and why. Turmeric slows blood clotting. And so, if you have any kind of problem with your blood clotting, okay, if you have a bleeding disorder, if you've had some surgery recently and your blood is already having a hard time clotting, or if you're retaking some kind of blood thinner like Plavix or Coumadin or warfarin or even aspirin, okay, then you probably shouldn't take turmeric. Can increase the effect of those blood thinners and cause you to bruise easier or bleed more. And this can be especially dangerous if you're on some of these other blood thinners. Now, if you're taking small amounts of turmeric with food, this probably won't be a big deal. But if you're taking larger amounts of turmeric in a supplement form, then you definitely want to avoid it. If you have any kind of bleeding issues or bleeding disorder, and make sure you stay until the end, because I want to tell you which foods that contain turmeric that you might need to avoid. Okay, people with diabetes, as you know, take medicines to help control their blood sugar, their insulin levels. One of the side effects of turmeric is that it lowers blood sugar. And so if you're taking that along with the medicine that lowers your blood sugar, it can cause dangerously low blood sugar. And so this is called hypoglycemia. Hypo means low. Glycemia means blood sugar. Hypoglycemia is something that we want to avoid. It can cause you to feel shaky, weak, sweaty. Your vision can get blurry. Your pulse can start going up, and your blood pressure can start going up. And it can be pretty serious, especially if it goes too low. And so, if you're taking any medicine for diabetes, you definitely want to avoid turmeric supplements. Now again, if you're just eating little bits of turmeric with your food, that probably will not affect your blood sugars. So it's the supplements that you really need to worry about. Alright, let's get into it. First off, I want to tell you just a little bit about For those of you that don't know, turmeric is a plant. It's in the ginger family. It's a perennial plant that grows in parts of Asia. And it is actually the turmeric rhizome, that is the root part of that plant. It's this. This is the part that they would dig up and either use fresh or dry. Dry, they make turmeric powder. So when you buy turmeric in the grocery store, you're usually buying turmeric powder. And so, that's what I'm going to be referring to for the rest of this video. Now, you may be asking yourself, why would the FDA issue a warning about something that's available in the grocery store? Well, the reason they did this is because there are many turmeric supplements out there. They come in different strengths. You know, you can get them in capsules, or you can get them in tablets, or in liquid form. And it's the liquid and capsule and tablet form that the FDA is concerned about. The Food and Drug Administration regulates dietary supplements a little differently than they regulate food, and they're allowed to make some claims about what it does for your health, but they can't make specific claims, like if it cures anything. But the problem is, there's no real standardized dosage for how much turmeric someone should take, and that's one of the problems that the FDA has with these turmeric supplements. There's also some quality control issues with these supplements. Sometimes they don't have the amount of curcumin that's on the label, and sometimes they have too much curcumin is the active ingredient in turmeric. But the other thing is that because these supplements have not been studied a whole lot, and they not regulated very well by the FDA, we really do know what kind of interactions they can have with other drugs, or what kind of unwanted effects they might have. That's why the FDA has put out this warning. And the way the FDA issues warnings like this is to alert consumers and providers of, providers like me, alert us to be aware that these products may not be safe for everybody. And so, this is why I wanted to make this video to tell you who it might not be safe for. The first group of people that really should avoid taking turmeric supplements is anybody with gallbladder issues. The next group of people that may have problems taking turmeric supplements is people that have bleeding disorders. The third group of people that really need to avoid turmeric supplements are people with diabetes. And the fourth group of people that should be cautious about taking turmeric supplements are pregnant women. Now, hopefully that covers everything. I know there's a lot to remember, but if you have any questions about turmeric now, hopefully this was helpful. I want to mention one more thing. Thanks for watching. This is Dr. Barry. I'll see you next time.